He's in. He's in.
What's up? You guys hear me?
Yeah, yeah. What's up?
What is up?
Not
What's
much.
up?
Let me just pause the music in the background so I can actually hear you guys. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm rocking the Watcher tee today. My buddy
That's nice.
Chandler's got the Penguins jersey on.
I don't even got one of those Watcher shirts, so you're doing better than me.
Need to turn. Okay, I gotta turn you up a bit, buddy.
All right.
All right, you should be good. You don't have to turn your camera on if you want to. That's up to you.
Let's see. There
Oh.
we go.
There he is.
There he
What
is. The
What's up? What's up? What's up?
the guitarist of two of my favorite bands, also known as Enemy Mind and Watcher.
No, so actually, I'm only the guitar player, so Watcher. Joe Ondo, our other guitar player, is an Enemy Mind.
Is he?
Yeah.
Are you are all
okay.
of you from Pittsburgh, or is it just like a select few?
So 3 of the 5 live in Pittsburgh: Joe, Jason, and Keith. So guitar, drums, and bass. Me and guitar, drums, and vocals.
Yeah.
Me and Bailey, the singer, or fucking A, God, I can't talk. Me and Bailey, the bass player, live in Virginia, but I'm from Pennsylvania. I just work in DC, so I live down here.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm assuming the lead vocalist of Built Upon Frustration is the Watcher's lead vocalist. I hope I got that right.
Yep, that's correct. So Jason Hominski is our singer, and he was a singer in Built Upon, and then Keith, our drummer, was also the drummer of Built Upon.
I'm stuttering, my bad. Built Upon Frustration is like one of my favorite bands from like a long time ago.
Yeah, man.
Speaking as I'm only 18 and I'm cultured on that, that should say a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's all good. They're one of my favorite bands from, that's kind of how we got linked up. Like, I knew Jason from being in bands back in the day, and that's kind of how we did the Watcher thing. But yeah, they're still one of my favorite bands regardless.
Yeah,
So.
for sure. Me and Chandler were listening to the album from 2008, not 2008, 1998, and we were like, they just did not give a fuck in 98.
Yeah. A lot of stuff has changed since then,
Yeah. How do you feel about the newer hardcore stuff? Kind of like Kubla Khan, Knocked Loose. Some people don't consider them hardcore, but some people do. It's like a mixed reaction with them. Trying to think.
Yeah.
Burials. And I just want to know your input on that, because a lot of people have mixed emotions on it.
Yeah.
I think Burials is on some tough guy shit, but like that's just my opinion.
Yeah, so I'll preface it with, like, I am old. I'm an old man. I'm almost 40.
You're still young in today's age, brother.
So yeah, I have like the old man bias kind of, and I'll fully admit that. Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
One of my biggest things, I was actually having this conversation with Mackie from Vatican a couple of weeks ago.
Mhm.
Like, a lot of the newer bands kind of emulate like the late 90s, early 2000s, like metalcore sound.
Yeah.
And not that that's bad, but to me, like, I was there for that. Like, I played in a metalcore band. Like, I was there for all that stuff. You know what I mean? So like today, like it's funny you mentioned like Kubla Khan. Like, they're a good example of like they're not doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they're kind of forging their own thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's hit or miss. I don't like all new hardcore stuff, but I don't dislike it. Again, it's just like the recycling of the same shit, man. Like, be your own band.
Yeah.
But then again, I play in like a beat down hardcore band. So
well, it's like my mom. I hope I say this right, because old hardcore heads are gonna kick my ass if I don't. But she has a ticket stubs from the CBGBs.
Yeah.
From like Agnostic Front, the Crow Mags, Bad Brains, and stuff like that. And she was like,
Nice.
"Yo, what you're doing is awesome," because I remember when hardcore first started. And I was like, "Really?" She was like, "Yeah, I was around for that."
Yeah. I mean, so Watcher, we kind of have like a variation, or not a variation, but we have like a wide range of ages. Like Bailey, our bass player, he's like 22, but then Keith, our drummer, is like 50. You know what I mean? So like we got the whole gamut of like younger dudes and like old guys. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you guys plan on playing any shows when this is over, or?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's so here's the thing, man. You know the deal. Like
Yeah.
it's super touchy right now.
Yeah.
And I get it, like, and I can accept or I can understand both sides of the argument.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to playing shows right now.
Yeah, that's fair. I wouldn't go to one right now either.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and that's that's the point. Like, if someone's not comfortable with it, don't go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is. If you're not comfortable, you don't think it's safe, don't go.
Yeah.
It is, you know. But yeah, I mean, as soon as stuff chills out more, we're gonna play shows, and you know, as stuff lifts, I think when it happens, it's gonna go quick. I mean, Pennsylvania's already like Pittsburgh can have shows now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
they're doing like social distance stuff. I saw that.
Yeah, but I mean, even within like state legislations and like all the rules,
yeah,
like they're good. They're good to do shows now. So
yeah, they have a lot of
we'll
they have a lot of protocols they have to follow as well with the social distance and the seating, the no moshing rule for right now.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
I know that's not gonna work, bro. I'm just saying it's not gonna happen. I mean, you can 2-step 6 feet apart. That's not a problem. I don't see a problem with that. But beating the shit out of each other is kind of more of a wait until the pandemic's over kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, and we all know like shows have been happening.
Oh
like,
yeah.
It is what like I'll tell. I've been to a show during COVID. Like it's been happening. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It's just I think a lot of like the climate, the hardcore climate is dictating what's going to make it take longer, really, realistically, like it is what it is. But at some point, man, we got to get back to some sort of normal,
Yeah. And I see that happening as more vaccinations are rolling out and everything, and more people are being smart and getting it. That's just my opinion. As more people are being smart and getting it, things are starting to lift and things are starting to look more open. Things are starting to get back to normal.
Yeah. And hopefully that stuff comes. I mean, I'm vaccinated. I was lucky enough to get it through work, so I'm vaccinated. But like, hopefully a lot of people, whatever your people's opinion is, it is what it is. I got no issues. Do your thing, but I got vaccinated.
Yeah, and that's the smart thing.
But yeah, hopefully hopefully that shit starts soon. Because man, like, Watch has been a band for we've been a band for since winter of 19, and we haven't played a show.
You want to know? I've been following you guys since before Washed Away came out because I support like Pittsburgh local bands.
Yeah.
Like when I saw Signs of the Swarm was playing in Pittsburgh, which it didn't really surprise me since they're from there. I saw them on the Melancholy Winter Tour with Shadow of Intent and Brand of Sacrifice and all those guys. I was like, dude, Pittsburgh bands like hit different. Like it's just like when you're in Pittsburgh listening to a Pittsburgh band, you just feel like you're around people you know what I mean, and that's my opinion. Oh really? They're saying vaccination should be open to everyone by May 1st. That is interesting.
Yeah, I saw that earlier today on like Twitter or something. Like I think the president said he wants like vaccinations open for everybody.
Yeah.
So go get them.
I'm doing it.
Yeah, it's not that bad. The second shot, like the next day, it kicked my ass. I felt like shit for a couple hours. Yeah. But other than that, all good.
That's with every vaccine, though. That's with every. Yeah. It doesn't matter what vaccine.
I haven't grown any like extra arms or legs or anything, or like I haven't gotten any superpowers yet. Knock on wood. Hopefully, if I do, it's something cool. But
I feel that.
But yeah, my dog. Sorry, you hear the click clack? That's my dog's nails on the floor. I gotta go let her out.
Yeah,
Hold on.
You're good, brother. What kind of dog is it?
That's a pit bull, of course, stereotypical.
Oh yeah, hardcore dude owns pit bull. Yeah. Somebody clip that.
Right? Yeah, imagine that.
You're actually our first interview, so.
Yo.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
you're actually my second. I did Jason and I did the Ill Street News podcast a couple months ago, but yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, like we're trying to we're gonna mix up genres a little bit. I think next week I don't know if you've heard of them. We're doing Bro Job. We're doing the drummer from Bro Job.
No, I haven't. But that's a sick name.
They're very interesting to say the least.
Right.
Yeah, it's just Watcher has become one of my favorite things. I think I shared it and I tagged you guys in it. You guys were my number one played artist on Spotify, and that was
That's awesome, man.
before the EP came out.
Well, and that's crazy because so like the backstory of it, we had started playing together as a band or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it kind of like we were playing with a different guitar player than Joe, and no beef, nothing like that. It didn't work out.
Yeah.
So we weren't even sure like what was going to happen. But I have like where I was just sitting, I had like a home recording studio, so I recorded Washed Away at my house, and we did it all like crazy fucked up. Like I recorded everything, programmed the drums. I can go back in here. Programmed the drums, sent it to Shane at Cerebral Audio where we record in Pittsburgh. So then Jason went in and did the vocals. Then Keith came in and played live drums over the stuff that like I programmed. And then they sent it back to me and I re-recorded guitars and bass. So it was like super weird and like, you know, off the wall way to do it. But that was just because like it was done and we weren't sure what was going to happen, but Jason liked the song, so we wanted to do it. So we just did it and threw it out there. And then like after that, it kind of snowballed into, you know, bigger. And then we just wrote the EP, and now we're almost done with our next EP. So
that's awesome, and I'm excited for it because I think I saw something about it. My favorites, like on the EP, I'd have to say the top one is intro / We're Against All, when he's like, it's an all-out fucking war. I about lost my shit.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's cool, man. I'm glad you're into it.
Yeah, just don't let me get kicked out of a Watcher show when they happen, please.
You're good. You're good.
No One Cares. I like that one. I like all of them. They're all just so, like, to me, like, instrumentally different. And that's what I like about it. Like, there's just beatdown bands that do the same shit, and I hope I don't get backlash for this, but it's true. Like, Stone Cold Stunner does the same thing every time.
Right. And that's the thing. Like, I wouldn't even like. So, like I say, we're a beatdown band, but like honestly, like we're not just a beatdown. It's just. Yeah. I think the beatdown thing kind of comes. It's like synonymous with Pittsburgh. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like we're more of like a heavy metallic hardcore band. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But like if you're from Pittsburgh, you're gonna have a little bit of beatdown. Yeah. So,
as people have said, like, that are from Pittsburgh, people would be like, yo, you guys are like the capital of beatdown in the United States. Like, I've literally heard that from so many people from so many different places, because it's just so, it's like, it's tough guy shit. Like, that's what it is. Like, I don't know if Built Upon Frustration is from Pittsburgh. I'm not too sure on that. Yeah, you see what I mean? So it's like Pittsburgh hardcore and beatdown just does not give a fuck in general. Yeah. And that's what I like. They don't censor themselves, you know.
Pittsburgh absolutely didn't invent beatdown, but I think they like perfected it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'm actually from Clearfield, which is like 2 hours east, like pretty much in the center of the state of Pennsylvania. But I grew up going to shows in Pittsburgh and stuff and playing in bands around there. So
I'm like 40 minutes away from Pittsburgh.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Yeah, nice. You're closer to me. I fucking live 3.5 hours away now, so I drive up there to practice.
I feel that.
One thing is, if all of you guys are down for it, now Chandler will have to be at home and you can talk to him about it, is since you guys are like 40 minutes away, at some point, do you think an in-person interview could happen with like all of you guys?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So Chandler, you're going to be over wait, are you? Oh, no, that'd be too soon. I was about to say, you're coming to Ohio soon. But that's too soon.
Yeah. We'll probably have to wait until everything kind of gets back to normal, but do it at a show or something. So
yeah, for sure.
It's easy.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. I'm down. Sorry, I gotta try and get my dog to come inside. Come on. She's freaking out. It's like squirrels and shit.
Alright. I turned Chandler on to you guys. I was like, Chandler, have you ever heard of Watcher? He was like, no. And I was like, well, here's Watcher. Listen to him.
That's awesome. Yeah, share it. Share it, man. I appreciate it.
No, like, people are like, what bands do you recommend? And I'm like, well, here's a band called Watcher. Listen to it. It's so bland, but it works. And people are like, holy shit.
And that, like, when the EP came out and the amount of like attention or like just people sharing and everything. Like, it blew all of our minds. Like, we never thought it was gonna, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Especially even considering like Joe's from Enemy Mine, like they're a big band, and then Bailey, our bass player, he's a singer in Shame Spiral, and he's in like Flames of Betrayal. You know what I mean? So like he's been in bigger bands, touring bands.
Mm-hmm.
Like, had no idea it would be like that, but I'm glad people are into it, and hope people like the next one too. So
As soon as it comes out, man, I'm listening to it. Like, I want like a text message that says, "Yo, our EP's out." Cause I pay attention to music, but like I listen to you guys on Spotify, and sometimes my music radar, I don't get shit until like a month later, and
Yeah.
and I was so late because they didn't even tell me you guys released an EP, and I was like, why?
Yeah, well, I mean, and that's one of the things of being like a newer band, you know what I mean? And like in the kind of band environment now with COVID and shows not happening and
Yeah.
tours not happening and stuff like that, so it's just, it is what it is.
I don't know if you know any slam or not, but Cranium just played a show in Norway.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they're completely open. Like, they allow moshing and everything. Like, they were so strict with the mask wearing and everything, and that's why they allowed it to happen.
That's what I think that's gonna happen here, man, too. Like, I think so. Not that we've been strict about mask wearing and shit. Like,
we know damn well we weren't.
It's a sliding scale. It's a sliding scale, but I think like once stuff starts happening, it's gonna happen quick. I mean, look at like the Furnace Fest lineup came out, like, and that's a crazy huge 3-day fest.
I was
like,
upset.
Every band.
I was upset because I had never seen Hatebreed before. Because from what I can see, they'd never come to Pittsburgh. So the lineup on my birthday in Pittsburgh last year was, I've already seen Fit for a King. I'm into metalcore, like some of it. Most of it's just the same shit anymore, in my opinion. But it was like Fit for a King, Knocked Loose, Hatebreed, and then Parkway Drive, which Parkway Drive rarely ever comes to the States. And
yeah, because they're from like Australia or something, right?
Yeah. And it was on my birthday. And then I was like, I bought the tickets in February when they went on sale, and I was like, oh, this stuff should... No, it wasn't. And we're still in, like, pretty much quarantine now. Like, in my opinion, if we would have had stricter rules, we wouldn't be here at this point, and shows would have been a thing a long time ago.
It's crazy. Like, whenever the lockdown officially, like, happened, it was the weekend of the Code Orange show, like, and the record release, like, I was coming up for that. And then that got canked. And then, like, a month later, I had tickets to see Dying Fetus in Pittsburgh. And, like, that is indefinite hold. You know what I mean? So,
Dying Fetus got some hitters, dude.
I'm wearing a Dying Fetus hoodie right now, so.
Let's see. I was supposed to triple concert that week. So I was supposed to see Kubla Khan on the 12th, Chelsea a Grin on the 13th, and then Code Orange and Jesus Peace on that Saturday. So I was supposed to how do you think, I was really upset.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's crazy. I think I don't know, it's crazy. I think a lot of like the live streams and shit have been pretty sick. Like the stuff people have, like, or the stuff that like people have been able to get together and do has been awesome. And like, even like, I've watched, God, I don't even know how many at this point. And even bands that, like, I'm not even super into, but it's like, if I can do what I can to, like, throw them a little bit of money because they're working, like, I'm not a working musician. Like, I have a job.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm in a hardcore band. So it's not like, not touring is not taking away my livelihood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, like, there are bands where that's absolutely a thing. So, like, if I could throw them $20 and watch a live stream in my basement, like, I'm all for that.
Like,
but I'm definitely ready for the live stuff.
There are some bands that are really self-conceited with that, like, and Attila is one of them. Like, Chandler, I don't know if you know who Attila is, but Chandler Chandler knows who I'm talking about when it comes to this. Like, he was like, well, he was like, he's going to sell tickets to his house so people can come to his house, and then he could throw a show there. Like, okay, first of all, don't do that. Just do a live stream. And, like, people were, like, throwing him the idea, and he was like, no, because it's not the same. And I was like, well, we get that, but then again, if you want to play music, a live stream would be the best way to do it.
Yeah, and I mean, it's getting getting yourself out there and getting the music out there and all those buzzwords or whatever you want to say. I don't know, man. I'm ready for live music. I'm ready to actually play our songs live.
I'm ready to
like,
beat the hell out of people to watch your show.
yeah, man, do it.
Be like, this dude did an interview with us. You can't kick him out.
If you come close to me, though, I'm kicking you.
Listen, Jesus Peace did it to me at the Craft House. I don't know if you've seen it. They were playing at the Craft House, and I got up on stage, and I went to jump, and he kicked me in my back, and I flew off stage.
Yeah, I get
I
real testy when people get near me on stage, just because like I've had like guitars broken before.
Oh.
I was actually on tour in summer of 19. I filled in on guitar for Face Wreck on their summer tour. That's actually how I met Bailey, because Bailey was playing in Face Wreck too.
Yeah.
And we were playing in like I think it was Texas, and there was a dude on the stage taking pictures, and he kept like kicking my pedal board and like unplugging shit, and he did it like multiple times, and finally like I booted him off the stage, and then I saw the dude like tweeted like a couple hours later like, don't mosh the camera guy, like don't fucking step on the band's shit, or like get out of the way, you know what I mean? Like,
Face Wreck is one of those bands that I definitely want to see. Like,
yeah,
they seem dope. There's a band from Pittsburgh also called who is it? Place Blame. They're slamming beatdown, so they're a little.
Really?
They're. I showed Chandler them the other day. He was digging them.
Yeah, I've never heard of them. I'll check them out though after this.
Place Blame. I think it's like Place Blame PGH or some shit. They're not very big. You know, they opened for the Melancholy Winter Tour, and
Nice.
you can tell that they were nervous. Like, because of
Yeah.
how many people were there. Like, I would have been nervous, too. I mean, you're opening for Shadow of Intent and Signs of the Swarm. You know, I'd be a little bit timid, too. How close is the new EP? Like, you don't have to get too in-depth into it, but...
No, I mean, that's cool. So it kind of depends, really. Like, so myself and Bailey and I mean, I don't want to say that I write all this stuff, but like it's definitely a team thing. But like I demo a lot of the stuff here at home.
Mm-hmm.
So I have like 6 songs complete now. So we could go into the studio and record that and put that out as an EP. But it just kind of depends. Like we're practicing this weekend. I'm driving up on Sunday. We're practicing this weekend, and then we'll go over some of the new stuff and we'll figure it out. It depends on like when we can get into the studio, because we're going to go back to Shane at Cerebral, just because like we've done everything through him. He knows us, he knows the sound, like, and he's legit. I mean, he's done like, if you think of a Pittsburgh band, he's done it. He actually did the vocalist from Cobra Khan came up and like he recorded him. I don't know how the whole thing worked out. But, like, they did it in Pittsburgh.
The collection with Signs of the Storm, Kubla Khan, and Molotov Solution.
Yeah.
That was like Dave texted me. Because I know Dave. Dave texted me and he was like, I got a surprise for you. And I was like, I'm scared.
Yeah, so it definitely depends on when Shane can get us in. And then we'll see. We're working through, so we're talking to like 2 different labels right now to see. We might put it out on a label. We might not. Like, we're not looking, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, we're fine doing it ourselves. But we might do it through a label too, so we'll see. We're not opposed to either way. But yeah, we're shooting for like the end of summer. I think the end of summer is when like shows will kind of be full swing again, hopefully, knock on wood. And that's like our target, trying to go for that time frame. So
yeah, I forget what I was gonna say. Excuse me, I burped again. I forget. It was recently. Me and Chandler, like, I've been talking to. How long have we been friends now, Chandler? Almost like a year now or some shit.
Yeah.
And like we've always talked about doing this, but like we never went through with it. And then we were just like one day we were just like, yo, like let's do it. And then now we're doing it. And it's just mind blown that we're like finally here.
That's dope that you guys are doing it. And like I told when you first hit us up or whatever, I was like, yeah, I'll do whatever. But I'm like a technological caveman. So
yeah, I said this because this is the easiest to use. Like, rather than Zoom or something, like it's so simple.
Yeah, no, that's easy. So,
do you have any questions for him, Chandler, or are you chilling?
I had a few, I think. So what has life not? So So before like restrictions started getting like less and less strict, what would you say your daily routine was
During all
when the
this
COVID first started?
nonsense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm super lucky, and I've been able to work from home the majority of the time. Like I do go into the office, a couple times a week. That's why I was late today because I actually went in. But yeah, I've been teleworking the majority of the time since like probably April, May, and then I got two like teenage sons. I got a 13 and 14-year-old, so they're doing like homeschooling right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, my wife's been working the whole time. She works like in DC, so yeah, I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy. Like I said, I'm very fortunate in the fact that like I was able to telework, and then we kind of switch off like the days my wife is off. I'll go into work, and then she'll be here with the boys because I like teenage boys. If I don't watch them, they're like not gonna be in their classes, and they're gonna be like sleeping and shit. So
I used to do the same thing.
yeah,
Not even gonna lie.
yeah. Their school. So I live in Prince William County. Like I live in a suburb of DC because I work in DC.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So their school is actually like phasing back in right now to like
Yeah.
in-person classes, but it's bullshit, man. Like they're sitting, socially distanced, 6 feet apart or whatever. They have little cubicles like around their desks, and they're still working from their laptop while their teacher does the Zoom class from like the front of the room, and like the teacher can't come to them and talk to them or help them or anything like that. So like, what's the point of sending them back? You know what I mean?
That
But
doesn't
we're
even
about to,
make
Yeah.
sense.
yeah. At this point, like we're going into the last quarter of school, so I'm gonna like, my job's not freaking out about me getting back into the office, so I'm gonna keep them home.
Yep.
I think at this point, like going back, like just the change would fuck them up more than just keeping going with what they're used to. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. There's
So, yeah.
That's true.
we have a trade school up here that's starting school again April 6th.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, I can see why they're doing it, but it's for state tests. So, yeah, let's make them do state tests where they don't know shit.
Right.
They didn't learn anything. There was no
Oh, bro,
Like-
it's been wild. Like trying to homeschool kids, and like I said, I'm 38. Like I've been to school in a long time, and I went to like Pennsylvania public school, so like I'm dumb as shit. So trying like my older son Carter's in like algebra. I was like, dude, no. So like he goes to tutoring and stuff because I'm like, I can't help you, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they're both way smarter than I am.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Is that liquid death water?
It's liquid death water.
Hey,
Got
you, you
that-
don't you don't
that
know
bougie-
you don't
That
know
bougie shit.
you don't know us, but if you feel like sponsoring, go ahead.
That bougie shit.
You just got a free promo. Don't complain. You just got-
If we're doing sponsors, like, can I get an E2 guitar sponsor and a EVH sponsor?
I mean, hey, if you guys have
Just get-
friends, you
Get
know,
them all.
just throw them an email. You know.
Jason's a dick. Our singer just texted me. He said, "You look so cool." What a dick. He's a cop out though, because we did the podcast and he's like, "Hey man, I'm just gonna let you do all these from now on." So, all right.
He could have done it with us.
Now he's an even older man than I am, so
Is he?
he's old and grumpy.
Old and grumpy. That's
I
my
was really
mom.
tempted to ask Bailey if he wanted to join, but
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know if he's busy.
Yeah, I don't know what Bailey's doing right now. He's coming up here tomorrow because he lives in like a little bit like an hour west of me. So whenever we practice or whatever, he just like comes and crashes at my house, and then we drive up together and then drive back or whatever. So Bailey's like my little hardcore son.
I love Bailey.
I always thought about starting a band, and then I was like, I don't know how well that would go. Because I can do vocals. It all depends on the day. Like, for me, like, I
Yeah.
could wake up and rip a nasty guttural, and then the next day, I sound like a dying cat. So it all really depends.
Well, that's the thing with like hardcore vocals or metal vocals or whatever. You gotta fuck your voice up enough. You know what I mean? You gotta like damage your voice to get it to sound good. So it
Like
takes,
Dave's voice is gone. Like that.
Yeah.
That dude's scream just killed him. Like
Yeah. I'm not a vocalist. I do like one man death metal shit here at my house, but it's like I put like a ton of distortion and like reverb and shit on the vocals, so you can't tell anyways.
I was thinking about like
I
starting
fake
like
it.
a 2-piece death metal band. Or like a 2-piece. Well, there's already a 2-piece beatdown band. Chandler showed me them the other day. They're actually really good. They're just called 2-piece. It's pretty
Nice.
pretty self-explanatory.
I was just it's like two people band, or like you catch a 2-piece.
Yeah.
I get it.
They're pretty good though. Like with just I don't hear any drums or anything. Like it's just a bassist and a dude ripping vocals, and it's like, yo, this
shit,
is
really?
yeah, it's sick.
That's weird. I'd have to check that out and see what it. Yeah, that's weird.
We're doing a solo man slam band on Monday. It's just one guy. He writes the instrumentals, he does the drums, he does the basses, he does the lead guitars, and he does everything himself.
Yeah, that's kind of how, like, other than the vocals, that's how we demo everything. Like, I'll write, or Bailey will write, or Joe will write, and we'll all send it together, and then I'll like put it together here at the house, and I program all the drums, and I record all the guitars and everything, and then I send it back to them, and then we go from there. So I think like technology has just come so far.
Like,
excuse me, it's insane. Like,
yeah.
And I was totally. I'm still learning, like, to this day. Like, I taught myself how to like record and how to do all the drums and everything like that. But yeah, I'm still learning.
Yeah,
It's
like
not great, but
you ain't gonna see a band. You wouldn't see a band from the '90s doing shit that Infant Annihilator does now.
oh, dude, yeah,
Dude,
that's another level.
That's another level of over the top, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like that's some over the top shit right there. Like, I mean, they're cool if you're like, if you're like just getting into them, like you think it's like the coolest thing ever. But then, like, in my opinion, Dickie Allen, if you're watching this, I apologize. You're the coolest dude I've ever met. But I'm just saying that it doesn't really take much to just program something. Like, if you actually play the drums, then, I think it would sound better if it was just flat out deathcore.
Well, and that's what, like, so, like, I can play drum. I'm not a great drummer, but I can play drums also. But, like, whenever I record drums, if it's anything, or whenever I program drums, like, if it's anything that I think is, like, too crazy, like, I'll send it to Keith, our drummer, and I'll be like, yo, like, put me in check if this is too fast, or, like, if the double kick's too fast, or, like, if I put a blast beat in there or something. And it's not because he's, like, incapable. He's a great drummer. He's a fantastic drummer, you know what I mean? But, like, again, I'm not playing the songs, you know what I mean? So, like, it's one of those things. I just want him to keep me in check so I don't go too crazy. So I don't go Infant Annihilator on him. Fucking 300 beat per minute double bass blast beat.
Listen. It's so over the top funny. Like, I think that's why I like it. Like, it's just over the top and it's hilariously overdone. That's what makes it good, in my opinion.
No,
like, it's just.
So, I did that though. I did that with I sent Bailey and I sent Jason like this one man death metal thing I recorded, and the double bass it's complete, like, it's unplayable. And I think that was like Bailey's response. He's like, that double bass though, and I was like, yeah, it's.
Do you have it as like a file? Can we like play it?
Hold on, let me see if I can find it
on the podcast, dude. That would be sick.
All right, I got it. Let me just find it though.
Did you hear that 6 Feet Under Zodiac song by any chance?
Is it new 6 Feet Under?
Yeah, he's like, my body in my brain, pick up the pieces of my destruction.
We were actually joking about that, like, actually when we were recording the last EP, because that was like right when the new 6 Feet Under came out, and like, we're like older dudes, and we're all like, I don't know about Bailey that much, but like even Ando, we're all into like death metal. So we were talking about like that shit, and it's just like, what a freaking letdown.
I love death metal, like, especially at my age. Like, I love it. There's certain things I don't like. There's certain death metal bands I don't like, but like My top 2 would have to be Fetus and Cannibal Corpse.
Yeah.
And then like
same thing for me, but it's flipped around. Like Cannibal Corpse is my favorite band, and then Dying Fetus.
Yeah.
But here, I got this pulled up. Let me see if you can hear it. I'm gonna turn it up. I'm gonna face you towards like the speaker.
Okay. It's cutting in and out.
It's probably just a Wi-Fi. Okay, let me get to the unplayable blast beat part. I like isolate the drums. Like nobody's playing that.
Nobody is playing that.
Oh my god.
290 beats per minute.
Holy hell, man, that's crazy.
But that shit's easy when you're typing it in on a keyboard.
Yeah. I remember when Tyler Shelton on stream did a cover of Zodiac. Tyler Shelton from Traders. I don't know if you know who Traders is.
Yeah, I know him. I've never listened to him, but
he did a cover of the Zodiac song, and then he added like Wu-Tang vocals for Zodiac, so it was like
sick.
Zodiac, and then there was like a bunch of echoes in the background, and I laughed my ass off for like 10 minutes. Then Bro Job did a cover, and that was funny. They cover anything.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah. We've talked about doing like a cover on the next EP, but I don't know what'll happen. Like who knows? So sorry, we got pizza being delivered right now.
Yeah, you're good.
You're good.
Oh god.
But
my dog's like, what up?
What up?
Can I have some? Can I have some?
Can I have some?
Let me sorry.
I ate pizza on stream today.
You're good.
I'm gonna mute you for like 2 seconds so I can tell my son.
Okay.
He's like hardcore into Fortnite right now, so.
One of the viewers wants to know if there's pineapple on your pizza.
There is no pineapple on this pizza, but I do fuck with pineapple on my pizza.
I remember when I saw Attila at Rage Fest, and they ordered a pizza on stage, Papa John's, right?
Yeah.
And he put a burnt cigarette in an empty White Claw can in a pineapple pizza and threw it at the crowd, and I got hit in the face with a pizza, and then he told us all to beat the Papa John's guy's ass.
Hey, again, personal preference.
Yeah. I like it.
I like pineapple on my pizza.
I like it. It all depends on what I'm feeling that day, you know?
Yeah.
That's just me.
We just went with some standard extra cheese tonight.
Oh.
It's Pizza Fridays. We get pizza every Friday. So.
That's awesome. I like that.
I need it.
But yeah, what else, man? Did you have more questions?
Did you, Chandler?
So, oh my god, what was it? My ADHD is not helping whatsoever. So,
You're good.
what would you say the whole thought process was for each, like, for all the tracks of the EP?
So I can only speak to the music.
Yeah.
Like Jason writes all the lyrics. He does all that stuff. Like we don't tell him what to write. We don't tell him what to write about. He does all that stuff. I do the music, and then like even when we did when we did the Ill Street News podcast, they're like, yeah, we hear a lot of death metal, and that's just because I love death metal. Like if you get into my car and turn on the radio, I'm probably listening to death metal. So you're going to hear that, you know what I mean? And it's not like, that's another thing too. That's kind of like the Pittsburgh thing. Like a lot of Pittsburgh heavy beatdown bands will have like death metal riffs in them as well. I don't ever try to do that shit. It just happens, you know? So yeah, I don't know, man. I can't really, I'm my own worst critic too. Like a lot of times I'll write stuff and I'll be like, this sucks. and then I'll send it to the band, and they'll be like, "This is legit." You know what I mean? So same thing with
Yep.
Washed Away. Like we talked about on the podcast. Like I didn't like that song, and of all our songs, I don't like that song like as much as the other songs. You know what I mean? But people liked it. You know, and people. So it is what it is. We play it.
How do you feel about the band Strangled?
I've never really.
Chandler, can you pull them up, please?
Yeah.
Because I have display capture on, and like if I accidentally like open something, a password might pop up, and then
I can pull them up too. I'm sitting on my computer.
So yeah, I just have to do it.
I mean, I can check out the newest single, Torah.
oh, that would be
Yeah.
We could do. I'll do a live listen right now with you.
Okay.
That's pretty legit.
Oh, just wait.
Yeah, no, I'm into this. This is good.
They're beat down deathcore, so it's like it's an interesting mix.
A lot of, yeah, you say an interesting mix, but like a lot of the lines between that to me is kind of blurred. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like you play chug riffs over and over. You could be a beatdown, or you could be a slam band, or you could be, you know what I mean? And like that, I think where it gets into deathcore is if you have like pig squeals and grunts, you're a deathcore band.
Yeah.
Which I love death metal, but I fucking hate pig squeals and grunts. Except for like Despise Icon is the only band that does it that I can like stand. But yeah, I think a lot of that shit is like it's blurred. And if you ask like 10 people the definition of a subgenre, you'll get 10 different answers. So like it is what it is, man. It's like we make heavy music.
Yeah, like I like when you ask somebody about deathcore and they're like, "Well, what variation of it?" I'm like,
"Yeah,
dude, just deathcore." And they're like, "Well, there's brutal slamming deathcore, there's deathcore slam, there's this, there's that." And I'm like, "Yeah, I get that, but like just regular deathcore is fine." Like Whitechapel, you know?
I'm too old, man. I don't get into like all that shit. Like it is what it is, you know.
Yeah, and that's everybody's personal preference, you know, and it goes by people's personal preferences. You know what I mean? Like I think I stick out because I don't listen to what everybody else listens to today. Everybody's either listening to like mumble rap or something, you know, that's not, in my opinion, as talented as metal music, in my opinion. Like it's easy to just go into a studio, say you love Xanax and leave. Like it's not it's not lyrical shit. Like that's cool with me. Eminem, Hood Rats, you know, NWA, like all that stuff. I like that stuff. I don't like the newer stuff. The newer stuff is too auto-tuned. It's like, you know.
I haven't listened to new hip hop in. I couldn't tell you the last time. The only time I hear it is like if I'm around my wife and she's listening to it, or like. Oh, sorry, hold on. What's up, Nate? I don't think there is anybody. Yes. Sorry.
You're good.
No, you're fine. It's okay, buddy. Yeah, I haven't listened to new hip hop. Like I said, my younger son I was just talking to, he's kind of into that stuff. And then like my older son is into like anime music and shit. Like,
anime slam's a pretty good genre though.
So I've never checked out anime slam, but
hydroponic slam, there's groove gump core shrimp slam, there's
you could totally be making shit up right now and I would have no idea.
Just look up when you get the chance, look up the Forrest Gump Mile High Marathon and you know exactly what I'm talking about with gump core shrimp slam. Like
that's crazy. I'll just stick to like my '90s death metal and my old hardcore. You know what I mean?
That's the best way to do it. I like Terror too. I love Terror.
Oh yeah,
Terror is like
Terror a million times.
Yeah, I want to see them. I've never seen them before.
Oh really?
Yeah, but from what I've heard, like they're like, I don't know, like there were like no fights in the pit and stuff, which is fine, but like you can't really stop that from happening. Whereas if you're at Body Snatcher, you'll have the lead vocalist tell you to mosh like your Pornhub premium account counts on it, and you just get the shit beat out of you right then and there. There's
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm an old man, so like I stand in the back in the old man section now when I go to shows.
There you go.
Or like if I know the band, I'll just stand on the stage.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely like too old to be moshing.
Yeah, that's for sure.
When I toured with Face Wreck, they would like pick on me because like I would stretch and shit before we would play, and then like after we'd play, I would crush like ibuprofen and like guzzle water. 'Cause, like I'm an old dude, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, the lead singer of Face Rex getting up there too, so we really shouldn't be talking shit, to be honest.
Yeah,
I
I've known
love AJ though.
Yeah, I've known AJ for forever, and it's funny because I call him like I say all the time I've known him since he was a kid, but like he's only a couple years younger than me. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've known him for a long time.
Yeah, and like I want to go up to his store up there. I haven't got a chance to go up to the store.
Dude, you gotta check it out. It's legit.
I know they got
It's
Watcher
awesome.
merch up there that I don't have yet, so I might have to go up when the stimmy hits.
Yeah, he actually. So we put out the cassettes, and then we put everything online, and then AJ actually talked to Jason, our singer, and he's like, "This needs to be on CD." So AJ is putting out the CD. I don't know where they're at. Like he ordered them a couple. It probably been like a month and a half, 2 months ago now since the last time I talked to him. So they should be there at some point. But like, yeah, he's doing the CDs. That was all on him. Like we didn't ask him or anything. He's like, "This needs to be on CD." So.
Yeah, and that's cool. Like if I see one, like if they go up online or something, or if I'm like in Pittsburgh and I'm around Preserving Hardcore or whatever he calls it now. I know he changed the name, but I'm always gonna call it Preserving Hardcore because that's what I know.
It's just Preserving now. But yeah, even regardless of like, I mean, Watcher shit aside, like just go check it out, man, because that place is awesome. Like, he's done so much, and like if you just look at it from like a historical standpoint, you'll never find a better collection or like a better curated collection. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like
you'll find like the whole like hardcore museum and like he's got like a Pittsburgh. Last time I was there, he had a Pittsburgh section, but I don't know if he's got like maybe it's a Pennsylvania section now. But yeah,
like
it's awesome.
I told Chandler whenever he comes up this way, hopefully shows are back. I want to take him to and show him the Pittsburgh scene because the Virginia scene and the Pittsburgh scene are a lot different.
Yeah,
from what I've noticed. So
yeah, I've only been to one show down here since I moved here in the summer of 19, and I've only been to one show. It was like who all played? Butcher's Dozen played. I can't think of who else. Oh, No Good Deed from Pittsburgh played. It was in Manassas.
Oh, I know what show you're talking about. It's at
it was at some like bar or whatever. Yeah. Barely I went. Yeah, that's the only show I've been to up here. But there was like fights at that too. I mean, it's hardcore.
There's gonna be fights. It doesn't matter. Like when I saw Shadow of Intent was like keep this fucking pit moving, and my friend got clotheslined, and he like did a backflip, and I was like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, dude, I'm fine. Like, don't worry about it." And I was like, "Okay."
I don't know, man. I'm not gonna be like the stereotypical old guy and say it's like soft now, but like it's definitely different.
Oh, it's in my like from what I've seen, like my mom has told me, like, I mean she's seen Motley Crue and stuff like that, so she was like from
sick.
Yeah, so she grew up in that era, and she was like, man, when I went to hardcore shows compared to what you fuckers do now, I came home with black eyes and broken bones and shit when I left Agnostic Front. Like, that's what she, that's what she said. She was like, I mean, you guys pick each other up and swing yourselves around and everything, but it's like, you know, it's just a lot different now. And you know, that's fine. Evolution is fine. But like in my opinion, when it comes to stuff like that, like it should just stay the same. Like that's just, you know, I get.
Mean, I can see both sides of it. Like, yeah, I mean, like you don't want it to be so crazy that it's like restrictive to people and people aren't gonna want to come because it's so crazy. But at the same time, like being in a band, I don't want to sit up there playing and watch everybody stand still. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I better hear some mosh calls when I'm seeing you guys. I love.
I'm sure.
I love creative mosh calls. Like that's like my thing.
So like I'm not doing any singing with Watcher, but Bailey's doing some. But I'll probably just like get on the mic and yell at people and offend them. And
that's for sure. This, in my opinion, you know,
call them pussies and stuff.
Yeah,
all the stuff that you young kids will get upset about.
I don't get upset about it. Listen. If you call me a pussy, everybody in that venue's dying that night. Just saying. Like I go to the extreme when it comes to moshing. Like I've told Chandler this. You know, I go to the extreme. Like it's unhealthy how hard I go.
Dude, so when I was young and still lived in Pennsylvania going to shows, there was this place called Hooligans that was in Youngstown, Ohio, like right across the border from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And it was like the basement of this sketchy place. And Youngstown was like, I haven't been there in a long time, but I'm
Youngstown's
sure it's still sketchy.
It's shitty. I think it's shittier now because drugs like are more mainstream than they used to be. But it's,
yeah, like no joke, like you would see, it was not strange to see like the pit would open up, and then you see like ECW wrestling shit, like barbed wire bats and stuff, and like trash cans and like furniture being thrown in the pit, and like crowd killing and like. But that was normal, you know what I mean? Like you didn't think anything of it.
dude,
like,
that's so cool, bro. I'd love to go to a show like that. Like, listen, like I said, make sure I don't get kicked out because I'm bringing a trash can with me when I see you guys, and I'm gonna put someone in it. Chandler's like freaking out in his mind right now. He's like, dude, what? Like, what did we miss out on? Like,
yeah, it's just a different time, different place. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's just one of those things. Like, the world's different now.
Yeah, yeah, the world's a lot more sensitive now than from when I was growing up. You know, street fights in the back alley after school. If you had beef with somebody now, you can't even call someone a bitch without them crying to their mom. And it's like, what the hell did this world come to?
It's like the crazy, like the advent of like the technology now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everybody's got a fucking camera on them at all times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, that's the same. Like, I get a little cynical when bands talk about like being hard and stuff now. Like, come on, man.
Come on,
like,
dude.
You
listen,
know, like,
listen. I wasn't around in that era, but like, you know, you definitely aren't. you know,
well,
you know what I mean?
I'm not saying I'm not saying anybody's not hard, but
yeah.
like, I saw Cold as Life at a place called CC's in Moosic, PA when I was a kid, and like the guitar player and the bass player got into a fist fight during the set. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I saw Cold as Life in the day, and it's awesome that they're getting like all the hype and stuff now.
Yeah.
That's sick because they're a great band. But like when you see stuff like that, and then like I don't know, you hear newer bands and I don't.
Like,
it's not the same.
Like Dave when
the same.
When I saw Signs of the Swarm, Dave was like, "Don't be a bitch." And, like, I didn't know what that meant because, like, I had never seen them before. But, like, I was, like, asking people that have seen them before. He was like, you better get your ass in that pit. I was like, oh, God, why? He was like, here's why. And he took me by my arm and threw me in. And this fat dude punched me square in my fucking face. And I was like, all right, man.
Man.
It's
wild.
I miss pits so much, man. And, like,
I support violent moshing though. So
I do too. I support karate in the pit, and like most people don't do that. Like I was at a metalcore show. Who was I seeing? I was seeing Light the Torch, which is Howard Jones's new band, and it was Make Them Suffer, and it was like Ice Nine Kills and Fit for a King, and then my friends were like, listen, we know you go to deathcore shows. We know that what you do. So can you just like push mosh for a night? And I was like, absolutely fucking not. That's like.
Before I moved up here, I saw like the craziest, like 3 bands on a tour. When I lived in North Carolina, it was like Jesus Piece open, and then Havoc, like the thrash band. And
I remember that.
Darkest Hour.
I remember that. That was.
Havoc had like corny shit where they're like, no karate in the pit. I'm like, get out of here, man. Then you're touring with Jesus Piece. Like,
I remember when Ghost Main toured with Jesus Piece. I forget who. I forget who opened that. Who opened?
I think he did a bunch of stuff with Code Orange too, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Listen, I want to get the lead vocalist of Jesus Piece on here, but I feel like that's gonna be a while before I can do that. But that is definitely a goal. That is definitely a goal I want to set.
I don't personally know any of those dudes, but I'm sure, you know, it is what it is. You hit them up, I'm sure they'd probably be down to deal with it.
Yeah, sometime. Like, there's this band that's doing a 400-plus vocalist track. Listen, and it comes out when? Q2? Chandler? Q2 2021?
Quarter 2 or 3.
And it's 37 minutes long.
Spring or somewhere.
37 minutes long.
Crazy.
For the first song.
Yeah, it's like the most ridiculous gang vocal you've ever heard.
Yeah. And like I was texting him yesterday because I wanted to get him on. Because like I want to schedule stuff like ahead so that way I know. I forget things a lot. I boxed for a long time. I got hit in the head a lot. So Chandler keeps things written down for me and stuff. And I was like, man, listen, I'm going to text the Beyond Deviation dude and see if he wants to hop on here with us in the near future. That's fine. And he was like, yeah, can you send me your Instagram and stuff? He was like, oh, it's more of like a personal page. Like he was just being like very like protective about it for some reason, and I don't understand why. Like you have a chance to talk about something that most people wouldn't do with other people.
Who knows, man? I don't. Like I said, I don't want to speak for anybody in any other band. Like I don't know those dudes in Jesus Piece.
Jesus Piece would be so cool to like. He opened for Ghost. Did they open, Chandler, or was they like? Yeah.
On some dates.
Yeah. So
there's them, then Candy, then Harm's Way. Some dates.
With Ghost Maid, that is like the weirdest tour I've ever heard in my life.
But that's awesome, though. That's
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Because you got something for everybody, and that's how you expose people.
Yeah.
When you're mixing it up, you get different people from different crowds there. You know what I mean? And that's how you build.
Also, if I were to play Watcher on stream, would I get DMCA'd?
No, you're good.
Okay, because I don't want somebody to like strike it, you know?
No.
Okay.
No, we've done all that. Nobody owns the rights to our shit. We own it. So,
okay.
No, play it, man. Okay. Let people hear it.
What about Enemy Mind?
I can't tell you about Enemy Mind. I was not in Enemy Mind, so I don't know.
Okay. Who would I contact about that? Because
I mean, so I don't know. You could contact Greenfield Mike, the singer, or like Andy Kitschy, the bass or the guitar player. I don't know. I'm not sure who like owns any of their stuff. It's not my stuff.
I don't think AJ would care if I played Face Wreck on here, so I think I should be okay. I don't
know. Yeah, I don't know. I can't speak for anybody else. I suggest you talk to bands before you play stuff.
Yeah, that's why when I did that thing, I did it a long time ago, and I sent a thing out on Instagram, and I was like, "Hey, can I play Watcher on stream?" And I don't know who was texting me, but they're like, "Yeah, go ahead. Like that's fine."
Yeah, and it would have been me or Jason. Me or Jason are the ones that do all the IG stuff.
Yeah, because Twitch is very picky about what you play now, so it's like, you know, I got to be careful with what I play, and you know what I mean. So
yeah, I don't know. Like I said, reach out to bands and ask them before you just play stuff. I can only speak to Watcher, but you're good with Watcher, so that's fine.
Okay. Is there anything?
Just play the EP.
Over and over. I got it like put up in like my corner over here. It was like the intro before we started.
Yeah.
So nice. It was like over here. Is there anything you want to say before you go?
No, it's yeah. I mean,
anything to look out for with other bands, Watcher, yourself, anything?
Yeah, no, like I said, we're working on the EP. Hopefully we hope to get in the studio in spring and then hope to have it out in the end of summer. We'll see what happens, and then hopefully shows happen, you know.
Oh. I hope to see you guys in the near future, man. That's gonna be it's gonna be interesting.
Sick.
In person, we can do it at the show after your set if you want. That I feel like that'd be the easiest. They're not gonna let me backstage probably, so you're gonna have to like pull some strings or some shit for me to get back.
It's a hardcore show. There's not backstage.
I know.
It's
so true.
It's a hardcore show. Like we're not big time.
Yeah, for sure, brother. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day, man. Thank you.
Yeah, it's sick. Sorry again for being late.
Oh, you're good, dude. Listen, I would have rather you got home safe than rushed.
Yeah, all good. I'm gonna go eat pizza though.
Go eat pizza, man.
All right, man. I'll hit you up later.
All right.
All right.
What'd you think of that?